Hi everyone, I'm JD. Welcome back to my channel. So here is my latest journal collection. It is a vintage sewing journal collection, still running with the sewing theme, but these are the last sewing journals I am making. Finally finished with the sewing theme. And I wanted to make something a little bit more affordable since the previous sewing journals have been quite large and very embellished and all that kind of thing, a bit fancier. So I like to try to cater to all budgets, and so yeah, I wanted to make some of these paper bag journals that are moderately embellished. Originally my plan was to make paper bag journals that had absolutely no embellishments, just pages. But then I kind of got on a roll and, as usual, ended up adding a bit of fun things in here. So, but what I've done with these ones is I've paper clipped all the ephemera in there, or I've tucked them into pockets so that there's complete creative freedom for you to move them around and either take them out and use them in your own journals or your journaling, or yeah, just keep them where they are or move them around inside this journal however you would like. So they definitely have that vintage theme. We've got this beautiful pattern pouches, you know those pouches you get with the pattern paper inside. So I kind of deconstructed the pouches and used them for the covers, so the front and the back as well. And then I'm just trying to get a bit more into sewing and experimenting, developing my skills, I guess. And I just patchworked some fabric and laces and trims onto the covers, so I really like that effect, and I've sewn all the way around the covers as well, so that's quite fun. I'll give you a look at all of the covers. They seem to just naturally come out as 3 that are more pink themed and 3 that are more blue themed, just depending on what colours the dresses are. That told me what fabrics to patchwork on here, so here we go. And so the pink ones have pink thread for the binding and the blue ones have blue thread. So this one's kind of cool. I love this retro looking fabric here from Gina at the Firefly Studio. So yeah, they're all different, they're all unique, which I quite like. They've all got their own character. I like how this one patchworked. I just kind of did the whole spine on this one. And I like how it's keeping the original pouch in there. So this one's quite delicate and pretty, so I really quite like this one. And then I just did a large big strip using that same fabric because I had it. So yeah, using up all of those fabric scraps depending on what size they are. And then this one here, another blue themed one. Love this fabric here from Bonnie and Clive. Love this one here too. It's just gorgeous. And then at the back, I wanted to keep this lady here, so I just kind of patchworked around her. And I really love this fabric, how it matches up with the dress with the pink, green and blue. So that worked out really well. Alright, so they are pretty much all very similar. This was the very first one I made actually, so let's just start with that one, I suppose. I'll do a thorough flip through of this one and then I will just do a quick flip through of the others. So going in, I just kind of left the front and back the way it is because I wanted to really highlight the sewing theme of it, and you can add your own journaling here or stick something on there, but yeah, just wanted to highlight the threads and all that kind of stuff. So all the threads are long in these journals as well. Oh, and I did manage to add pages from the pattern pouch into each journal from the one that's on the cover. So I think there's about 3 to 4 pages in the journal relating to this cover, but there's also other pattern pages here from vintage magazines, and there's a variety of vintage ledger paper from Denise. Thank you so much, Denise. And there is coffee dyed pages and pocket pages and all that fun stuff. So here's some of the embellishments that we've got. One of my fabric envelopes, thought that was fitting since it's kind of fabric and sewing themed. There's a whole bunch of my printable doily and linens in these journals too, because I thought, you know, again, the embroidery, the sewing, the linen tying in with the fabric. So there's quite a few of these throughout it, and there's also some vintage postcards from my digital collections too. They're all in my Etsy if you're interested in those kits. But I did also try to match up, if it was a pink theme journal, I tried to choose more pink doilies and more pink postcards and more pink ephemera, as much as I could anyway. So this is that vintage magazine. Just gorgeous colour to these pages. Really, really love these books. Then vintage ledger paper. So here's some pattern paper from the actual pouch. We've got one of my clusters, and I've matched up the lace to the colour theme. Another doily or linen. Another vintage sewing page. Oh, with vellum as well. There's a vellum page too. Vintage graph paper. And I've left this open again just in case you want to put something larger in there. And I've got just some fun little playing cards in there. Doily. Oh, I love the vintage ledger paper too. I just love the colour. Coffee dyed doily. More of that pattern paper from the pouch. Little pieces here just to give that variety of different sizes and looks to the page. Here I've got a coin envelope from Bonnie and Clyde, and I just stuck a vintage label sticker onto each one, and each journal has a different one, and I really like that, so you can label it or add a little title or something. They've all got some guest checks in here. Love this page too, just so cool. And this page, oh my goodness, it's my favourite ledger paper. Denise, thank you so much for sending me this. It's quite thick and hefty. So I put this in the middle because just look at that. Isn't that awesome? It's got these holes here. So I really want to highlight this page and show it off in the middle. So we've got another guest check here. They all have one of my envelope sewn pockets, and inside they've just got a fun little journal card in there. And another one of my linens. Okay, and they all have a little quote card. So with the sewing journals, there's also a call back to home and family and tradition and cooking, baking, sewing, mending clothes, that kind of thing. And yeah, just chose some quote cards and stuck them into each journal. So each journal has a different quote. Oh, there's two of them. So, for example, home is where one starts from. Another playing card in there. And so in here, they've both, all 6 journals have a envelope that flips out just for added interest. I love that interactivity. And inside, I've just put a piece of scrapbook paper, so it's quite weighty. And they have a baking, cooking kind of theme to it. And this one, the pink ones have this image, and the blue ones have more of a greeny blue image in it, or background. It's got like aprons and rolling pins or something off the top of my memory. So I like how that peeks through that window. Another doily, linen. Another window envelope pocket, and it just says silk bloom, so I quite like how, silk fabric, added that one in there. So these ones have pink, the other ones, the blue ones, have a blue paint chip. So more postcards in here. So I always like to put postcards in the envelope, because you're sending a letter or you're sending mail. And I try to put one that has the writing, I love the script writing, and one that is a picture, so you get both. And yeah, of course you can write on the back as well, so it's not just pretty, you can actually use it to write on. Another doily. Oh, and they all have one of my little collage notepads, so just went with the theme again, chose more of a pink theme for the pink ones. And I just paper clipped them in this time, again, just for that creative freedom. And so there's all that extra writing space on here, which I think is just so fun. Okay, they all have 100 pages, front and back, so there's lots of writing room, lots of room to add your own ephemera. So that is the journal, lots of room to grow. And then let's just do the quickest of flip throughs. Yeah, I might not even do every page because it literally is just quite similar, just you might get a different variety of doilies and linens. Obviously the quote cards are different label sticker. They all have the same guest checks though. They all have, you know, the same items, same journal cards and postcards, quote cards, playing cards. And that's what this collage notepad looks like in this one. So all different with those. Next one over here. So this is a more blue themed one. So we've got a blue fabric envelope, blue themed doily type things. So we've got postcards in there. A blue lace cluster. Another beautiful, beautiful doily. So yeah, just really fun. I really like this kind of style of journal because it's still got so much interest with the variety of pages. Again, I'm just channeling Johanna Clough, putting these things together. The variety of pages is already interesting. So even if there weren't any embellishments, every page that you turn to has a different look to it. But the embellishments are there for you, just again for added interest. So this is what the scrapbook paper looks like in this one. So kind of fun there, and just extra journaling space for you there. Or you can cut it into tags or cut it up into 2 journaling cards or something. Love this doily. So yeah, the blue paint chip. Love that doily too. That's my grandma's. So, oh, and here's like the blue themed notepad. Okay, so halfway there. So this is the fabric for this one. I think they all have different fabric for the fabric envelope. Okay, so yeah, let's just do real quick. There's the pretty label sticker on that one. I've got a blue version of that doily, and I love this beautiful paper. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? So pretty. I like the addition of the little tape bit there. All right, real quick. Love the cover of this one. This is one of my favorite covers. So yeah, just to kind of show you, they are all similar, very pretty. Oh, pretty one there. Just catches my eye. And there's a notepad in this one. Okay, and then the last one, hang on, let's try and move these so it's not so bulky and put it on top. Okay, oh, I love this one because I love the trim on it. So, yep. Just the same sort of thing. Quote card, another quote card. So yeah, I really love this one, especially this pattern here. I think it suits this journal really well. Kind of the embroidery. Alright, so that, look at all my stitching. You can see I went to town on this one with the fabric. So those are the vintage sewing journals. I really had fun making these covers especially. That was just, yeah, really fun patchworking this together. I hope you guys like it too. And yeah, I hope you like the inside of it as well. So these are available up in my Etsy. I'll leave the link below if you're interested. And yeah, that is the end of sewing for me. I'm glad to move on to other projects. And yeah, that was really fun though. A really fun sewing themed phase that I went through. That was really good. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.